Toward the cloud. I'm going to start our live custom streaming broadcasting. We are live. How about that? Let me go to Spotlight Video here. And welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. The messages of inspiration and hope is proudly brought to you today by the good guys at Speakers Pathway Coalition and the 6-minute webinar. If it's okay, I'd like to share my screen with you. And if I can share my screen, let me get my mouse going here. It don't want to work, right? There we go. If you go to the 6-minute or to the Speakers Pathway Coalition, speakerspathway.com, this is our homepage here. And we're going to have a 6-minute webinar right there. We hadn't got it in there yet. We're still upgrading it. But the messages of inspiration and hope show that you see here. These are the individual presentations of the speakers that we've had, and we've had quite a few of them, well over 100 and something, 200 actually. And we're updating those as we go forward because, as you can see, we got the individual presentations there. It's very important. And we got many pages. We're adding some more. But let's just say you want to click on Mel Roden's presentation. And this is Mel's individual presentation. Everyone's black friend. She's a wonderful lady. And we had a wonderful time. We're throwing a show. This is some of the bio about Mel. But most importantly, what I'd like to share with you is that when you go to the messages of inspiration and hope there at the speakerspathway.com, and you see a speaker like Mel or any other speaker, or like Kelly or Andrew that's going to be with us today, and their message, touches your heart, please get in touch with that individual and thank them. And most importantly, also share their message with someone else that you know that they could really need to hear. It could be a blessing to them, and let them know, because that would mean a lot to them. We are the home also of the 6-minute webinar, sixminutewebinar.com. This is a little program that we've got where you can, if you got 5 or 6 items that you offer us to the public, you just take one of those at a time, put them in a 6-minute webinar. You identify the problem, how you solve the problem. It's got a powerful call to action, and it is tremendous because everybody will give you a few minutes, but most webinars drag on. This is less than 6 minutes. You can play that little video right there and see what it's about. And we got a boot camp coming up. If you're interested in that, just go to 6minutewebinar.com/nail, N-A-I-L, hyphen your, Y-O-U-R, hyphen niche, N-I-C-H-E, hyphen affiliate, and the number 1 right after that. And you can play the video here that tells you a lot about what it's about, like clarity and how to stop marketing, start selling, all those wonderful things. And you can actually sign up for it. It's a free workshop. So, take advantage of all the good things we offer you here. Most importantly, be sure and let those speakers know that their message of inspiration, hope, and support really touched your life, and get back with them. Today, we got a young lady's on a tight schedule. We're going to let her go first, and we always let ladies go first. Kelly Hansen, she's going to be talking about Make Mental Health Matter. And Kelly, let me give you the spotlight. There we go. And we're so glad that you're able to fit us into your busy schedule today. It's really a blessing for you to be here. And let me do the techie stuff here behind the scene, because when I'm on the radio, I have all these, oops, see there, I hit the wrong key already. That's why they keep me on the radio and have a tech guy back there. Excuse me. Let me mute this one here and stop the video there. And I need to do the same thing for me. Let me shut off my video and mute my mic, and the stage is yours, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Jim, for having me on today. I'm very excited. But before we begin, I want to take you on a journey through tragedy and trauma, a journey that turned into love, light, lots of hope, and a cause that's bigger than myself. I lost my middle sister, Carrie Lynn, to a completed suicide on February 20th, 2017. There doesn't go a day by that I don't think about her and miss her. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't wish I could have changed the outcome. But what happened was I knew I couldn't sit and do nothing. I knew that I had to make a difference. I knew that I wanted to make an impact on this thing called life, even if it's only one person at a time. So I took this tragedy of her death and transformed it into a nonprofit called BCC Evolution because Carrie cared. The reason I chose BCC was because mental health reminds me of a blind carbon copy email. You know that line is there, but you don't really know who's on it. That's how I think about mental health. It's there, but you may not know it. My goal is to take those people that feel alone on the BCC line and bring them to the forefront. No need to hide anymore or feel ashamed about your condition if that's how you're feeling. Mental health should be talked about daily, just like the weather. And I picked evolution because we're ever evolving. Did you know, according to the CDC, 1 in 5 Americans will experience a mental illness in a given year? 1 in 25 Americans live with a serious mental illness. However, 5 in 5 of us have mental health. And as if that isn't enough, suicide is the second leading cause of death for individuals aged 10 to 34. Mental health is such an important topic and not enough people talk about it, which leads me into why we are here today. I want to talk about a couple of specific mental health conditions and give you a few techniques to help the feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. First, imagine a time when you were feeling really overwhelmed or maybe full of anxiety. Pick a specific event or a time and think back to that moment. If you need to close your eyes to visualize this event, go ahead and do that now. What did you feel? What are you seeing? Or what are you hearing? Really think about this time and allow your unconscious mind to create this picture for you. Look at this event as if it were a movie on a drive-in movie screen. They do have those somewhere. Snap, crackle, pop. Now think about your favorite cereal, or maybe a cute, soft, cuddly puppy in your arms. Why did I do that? Because changing your state will change your mind. What do I mean by changing your state? Well, here's some examples of techniques you can use to change your state of mind when this feeling of overwhelm or anxiety come up. First, check your posture. Are you slouched over? Are your shoulders up to your ears? Are you clenching your teeth? If you notice your posture is bad or tense in any way, the fastest way to change it and change your mindset is to sit up straight. Stand up if that helps. Give your body a little wiggle. If that doesn't work, another thing you can do is jump up, maybe do some jumping jacks. Or I have my favorite superhero stance. You can give it a try. But if all else fails, one of my favorite breathing techniques, which you can do anywhere you're at, I like to call it the pump it up breathing technique, which I learned from Tony Robbins. Let me show you what I mean. You're going to take your hands, palms up, and pump up and down. And while you're doing this, you inhale and exhale. So inhale through your mouth, exhale through your nose. You want to do that 30 times in a row. And then take a pause for about 10 seconds. Once you have that pause, now do it 3 more times. Same pumping action. You may get some tingly sensation all over your body, but this is totally normal. But the most important part after you do these 3 reps is, how are you feeling? What do you notice now about that anxiety and overwhelming feeling? This is what I mean by changing your state, and you can do it no matter where you are. It can definitely instantly change your mindset. And there are so many different things you can do. So whatever works for you, just do it. And if any of these techniques we just walked through work for you, then the next time when you feel overwhelmed and or doing anxiety, keep this anchor in your back pocket and pull it out. You have all of the resources inside of you. You just have to know how to access them. And lastly, words are important. You may have noticed at first when I talked about my sister, I said completed suicide, not committed. There's a huge stigma around committed due to it being related to a crime. So as a society, we are trying to change the verbiage to completed or died by suicide. Also, you may have noticed I said doing anxiety. Anxiety is not what you are. It's what the behavior that you're doing, and that's anxiety. There's a big difference. And feeling overwhelmed, not you are overwhelmed. This is called person first language. Words are just as important as action. So if this was helpful and you maybe want to dive deeper and learn more about NLP techniques, which is what I just walked you through, or maybe you want to join our movement to make mental health matter, visit our website at BCC, that's B as in boy, C as in Charlie, C as in Charlie, evolution.org, or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/BCC Evolution. I thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you now. Together, we can make mental health matter.
Wow, that was really a very special. I had my mic cut down there. That was a very special presentation that you just delivered there. And my goodness gracious, it really touches my heart because suicide has been, you know, we've had it in our family too. And it's really one of the saddest things that a family can go through because of the guilt that you feel, the questions that you beat yourself up asking. And, you know, the suicide in our family happened on November the 16th, 2013. And it's a day that's branded into your brain. You'll never forget, like, you know, like your sister, she was, February the 20th, 2017. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And, but my daughter, it was her husband that committed suicide. And my daughter's reached out to others, and, you know, she's, you know, like you, she's become proactive and says, hey, we need to talk about this. You know, it's, people need to, you know, get in touch and be able to share how they, you know, just communicate. And I'm real proud of her, and I'm very proud of you for reaching out, because that's a very, it's a tough subject to talk about. Because one of the things, and I'm sure you probably experienced this to some degree, is that when people come over, they don't know what to say. They're afraid of saying something. I mean, it's just, they just sit there and look at you and just quiet. I mean, they're just, you know, it's so much different if we would have lost our loved one to a heart attack or car accident or even cancer, which would give us more time to prepare. But still, when it comes to suicide, I mean, people just, they're scared to say anything. They don't know what to say. And it's really, it's really okay for people to say, you know, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. And I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you, because that's what the people really need to hear in their moment of, in that hour of need, as I like to say. And Kelly, I know that you've reached out and you've helped a lot of people, and it takes a lot of courage, and I just want to tip my hat to you for that. I really do, and I want to personally thank you for your courage. And I know what a tragedy that was that you had to go through.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on and allowing me to talk about such a hard topic. But my ultimate goal is to just really give hope and show the light at the end of the tunnel and try to save as many lives so that no other families have to go through the tragedy like yours and mine had to go
Hmm.
through. So definitely an important topic to talk about, and we really just need to talk about it more. So that's
Sure.
my mission.
It's also great that you've got a place there where someone, if they go through that tragedy, they can come to and they can get some support that they desperately need. Because in our situation, we didn't have anybody to turn to. We were just, and that's the most horrible place to be, is on an island by yourself, questioning yourself, beating yourself up. And it's perfectly normal to do that, but it's also perfectly wrong to do that and stay there. You reach out to
Yes.
people like Kelly. And Kelly, would you be so kind as to share your website again, please?
Absolutely. And yes, reach out anytime. It's BCC, so B as in boy, C as in Charlie, C as in Charlie, evolution.org. If you do .com, it'll get you the same place. So feel free to reach out anytime.
Absolutely. And we're going to have this on the in the description there. So whenever other folks, it's BCCE, as I say, Bravo Charlie Charlie Echo .org. I'm a military guy. I'm retired.
Yep,
And
bccevolution.org.
yep. And it'll be in the description there, folks. Most importantly, please, please, please share Kelly's message with someone else and encourage them to share it with others, because you don't ever really know who is really, on the verge of committing suicide, because a lot of times they're just too quiet. And that's a real danger sign. So I'm not trying to cry wolf or anything. I just want to say, hey, I'd rather be, have to apologize than to go through what we've experienced in our family. It really is. And Kelly, I know you're very busy, and I know you got to go, but I just wanted to, before you go, I just wanted to personally say thank you again. And rest assured, it's good people like you who come on this show and share a tremendous message of inspiration and hope. You are the stars of the show.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
well, thank you. I mean, you make the show a full success. I just have the privilege of sitting here and trying to act intelligent and push the right buttons, which you saw earlier. I didn't. But I want to thank you again very, very much for all the work that you do. And if there's anything that we can do here to help you or reach out to you or whatever, please let us know, because you're part of the Message of Inspiration Hope show. You're part of our family. We appreciate you. And we hope you have a wonderful day, Kelly.
Thank you, you too. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Okay. Bye-bye. Let me turn Andrew's camera on there. Give him a chance to see how he turns that camera on. Andrew, did you get my request? There he is.
It.
Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you though, brother.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. There we go. All right. Let me do this here. I want to give you the spotlight. There we go. And most importantly, you're going to be talking to us, and I want to hear this, how pizza affects relationships with your students. I mean, if you might make us all hungry, so you might want to let us know when it's going to be pizza time over there.
Yeah.
But let me do a couple of things, sir. Let me cut off my video and mute my mic. And Andrew, the stage is yours, sir.
So hi, my name's Andrew Ellis. I am a learning support specialist at a private elementary school in Wilmington, Delaware, about 20 minutes south of Philadelphia. And I'm here to talk to you today about how pizza has humanized my relationship with my students. So before I get into really what Pizza Club's all about, I want to take you back to when you were in school. So school consumes, by the time we're 3 years old, school consumes most of our lives. Okay, from testing to standardized testing, to taking tests, to regurgitating back information to teachers, school consumes our life, and it is a lot of work. And as you get older, it only gets more complicated. So now we have to self-identify ourselves. We have to, figure out those social norms, figure out how to be the best version of ourselves, and figure out what our interests are and where where kids want to fit in socially. It is tough. And what makes it even tougher is how society's priorities on school. So the University of Florida came out with a study about a couple of years ago, and the study found that 30% of report cards are handed out on a Fridays in America. And that next day, reports of child abuse go up 4 times as much. So take a minute to think about that. A report card in an elementary school handed out on a Friday, and that next day, reports of child abuse go up 4 times as much. And that study really struck me, one, because I don't remember on any college application or any high school application that you fill out that you have to report your middle school grades. And 2, to me, it is way more important to develop a process of being a good student than what the report card says or how the report card defines who you are as a student. So the study really, kind of shocked me, and I wanted to figure out how I can reach my students where they're at instead of where society wants them to be in the grade book. So I started a pizza club, and what I was finding at my school is that kids are not just students, they are people. And they are people too, and they go through things just like any adult does on a daily basis, and they have things that affect them in their lives just like any adult or teachers do. And I really think that it's a tragedy that they feel they have to hide their feelings for fear of rejection or failure, or, the whole toughen up philosophy that is currently in our society. And teachers only see them 1 hour a day, and the other 23 hours, we really are not privy to what goes on in their life unless a guidance counselor reaches out or a parent. So what I wanted to do is kind of humanize my relationship with students, because it's unfair for me to assume that they are just going to reach out, right? Because society has this proverbial wall, if you want to call it, between teacher and student. So since the Industrial Revolution, it's been, okay, teacher gives information, students regurgitate that information back, and that's where the relationship ends. Even in today's society, if you look at, applications and what teachers, write on applications and write on college admissions recommendations, it's very framed and they write the same format for every student instead of really getting to know that student. Think about your first day at school. It is some bogus, get to know me session for 45 minutes on the first day of school. After course expectations, then the 179 days of school, it's really, I'm your teacher, you're the student, and we're going to keep those boundaries. So what I was finding is that my students had a bunch of different issues, from family deaths to grade issues, to feeling that they can't get out of things, to divorce, which the numbers keep going up in society. So Pizza Club was an idea that me and a couple other teachers came up with to humanize the relationship between our students and the teaching staff. So once a week, we as teachers would get together with a group of 6 students and talk about anything but school. And if you think back to it, wherever you are in your life or however your day went or wherever you're with, you're always happy eating pizza. And the great thing about pizza is you can personalize it from the crust to the sauce to the cheese to what goes on the topping. Everybody likes pizza, right? If it's extra cheese or no sauce or white pizza, everybody loves pizza, and everybody's usually pretty happy when you eat pizza. And over the past year, the club has met over 30 times. We served over 130 pies to over 100 different students. And what we're finding is when we break down this invisible wall by eating pizza with kids, they're more willing to work for us. They're more willing to share their thoughts, share their feelings. And most importantly, they know that we have their back. Because at the end of the day, they're not just students. I could care less what their grades are from 3rd to 5th grade. But they are people too, and they need to be respected as such. So, and I challenge society and education as a culture to really understand your students for who they are as people. And, while the grade book serves a purpose and the standardized tests apparently serve a purpose, it is about the student and meeting them where they are at. So maybe they don't meet your expectations as a as a student, but do you meet their expectations as a mentor and as a person that they need to trust? Because students walk around with these invisible book bags of issues that we have no idea to, and sometimes we're not even thinking about. So if a student has a death in the family, do we know that? Are we mistaking them laying down in class as being rude, but instead that student had to hear their mom and dad fight all night and didn't get any sleep? Or maybe they're not sure where their next meal is going to come from. Or maybe their dog died and they're experiencing death for the first time. Are we doing a good enough job at getting to know what the other 23 hours of our students' lives look like and meeting them where they're at, not only academically, but as far as mental health is concerned as well. So Pizza Club is very easy to do in your school. We've had tons of donations from families for Pizza Club, and it's about $50 a session, and it's a great idea to get to know your students and to share a common meal with them, because you never know what they're going to say, or you never know what you're going to find out that you have in common with students. And from firsthand experience, it really has changed my philosophy of education and how I interact with my students on a daily basis. If you want to know more about Pizza Club or kind of my mission with students, my email is aellis@ursuline.org. Ursuline is URSULINE. I want to thank Jim so much for giving me this platform to talk about Pizza Club and how it's changed my relationship with students. And I look forward to hearing from you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow, I tell you right now, I really like that. And I keep cutting my camera on and off there. I'm getting excited and all those wonderful things, wanting to talk to you, because when you were talking about what you're doing there, oh my goodness gracious, the wheels got turning in my mind, because what you're really doing, you're having food fellowship with these young people. That is extremely critical, because you think about when someone invites you out for lunch, that's an honor.
Right.
And it really bridges a lot of gaps. I mean, salespeople love to take a client out to lunch.
Right.
Because of that connection. Now, I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Sure.
Okay. You saw the 6-minute webinar that I showed earlier, the niche and all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it a couple of days ago. Yeah, when I was preparing for this.
Okay, good. Because I'd like to personally work with you on that, doing a 6-minute webinar about what you do there on the fellowship food, because that's something that you can put out there, and it's 6 minutes, and we can boom that right on out there and help a lot of people. And most importantly, encourage a lot of people how to connect with kids.
Absolutely.
And if you teach kids how to, how important food fellowship is, and I call it food fellowship, because that's what it is.
That's a great way to put it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And being able to, let them know that they're important.
Right.
Because that's a lot of times when especially the kids, they will be able to communicate what's going on in their life, because it builds a strong bondage and a strong friendship there. And it's something they'll cherish for the rest of their life.
Right.
It's
been an awesome experience, and looking forward to this year. We're going to put a new caveat on it. We're actually going to make pizza. And we're going to do the fellowship like that, as far as making pizza and kind of talking, and have a kitchen that's not being used in my school right now. So making sure that we start making some good pizza and sharing, a meal together, and talking about similarities and differences, and, meeting in reality, meeting students where they're at, because sometimes I think we miss that mark as educators.
Yes. Being able to communicate with them on their level, let them know that, that you're reaching out to them, and it's a genuine type of reach out. It's not that, I'm the teacher, you're the student. I mean, that food just brings that barrier right down.
Right. And it's not so much, we're not there asking, pivotal questions in their life and asking them to divulge. It's very natural. And sometimes we'll talk about the equals all the time, and other times we'll talk about what's going on at home. But it's very natural, and it's not invasive. And it's just a conversation between, teacher and student. And it kind of puts us on the playing field we should be on, which is an even playing field. And, the relationship where it's, I'm your teacher and your student, and we have this proverbial wall between us, that goes away. So, and it's really helped my, my teaching, and, I think the kids trust me a lot more.
Oh, they absolutely do. And the thing that I just see there is just fantastic is that you're gonna, shape some kids' lives at a very young age. They'll never forget you, and they'll go out and do great things by, doing the things that you taught them, the principles of doing the right thing and being able to reach out to people. And, it just flows. I mean, it just dominoes. It really does, because that's just pure love and pure energy.
Well, I appreciate
And,
that.
oh, you're quite welcome. I could talk to you for the rest of the day. But so you're familiar with the Nail Your Niche is there and all?
No, so I've done a couple podcasts where it's kind of the niche kind of theme, and
Hmm.
done a couple of different workshops like that. And I had a really good, when I did my TEDx talk, had a really good TEDx, my speaker coach that really kind of deep dived into that
Hmm.
kind of thing. So it's been, I got into this not even 2 years ago. So it's been pretty powerful experience.
Mm.
And I've become a lot better teacher because of it, and a lot better human
Oh,
being
yeah.
because of it. So I'm very blessed to have the support system in my life that I do, and the people around me
Hmm.
that have made me better
Yeah.
as an educator and as a person.
I'll get that link to you about the Nail Your Niche, because it is a workshop and you'll go through there. It's a hands-on thing. I'll be glad to work with you.
Appreciate that.
And when you leave there, and it's a free workshop, and you leave there, you'll have something that's finished with your background and experience and the heart that you have for kids. You're going to like this. I
Thank you.
promise you that.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much for your tremendous message. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our show today. Our other two speakers could not be with us. We're going to reschedule them. They had a emergency came up, both of them did. But on behalf of Andrew that was with us here today, and the young lady Kelly who spoke earlier, she had to go. She had a previous appointment there. I just want to say thank you so very much for being with us today. And, please share these messages of inspiration and hope with others, because we've had two wonderful, absolutely wonderful speakers today. And if it is your birthday today, I like to close this ever show and just say happy birthday to you. And most importantly, please remember that on your birthday, all those birthday cakes and all the special desserts that you love in your life, they're health food on your birthday. So enjoy yourself, be good to yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to the show. Most importantly, please share these messages of inspiration and hope with others that they could be blessed in their hour of need. I'm Jim Grant. Go to speakerspathway.com. You can check out the message of inspiration and hope. It's right there on the front page. And the 6-minute webinar, SIXMINUTE webinar. I was making sure I spelled that right, .com. If you'd like to know about the Nail Your Niche, let us know. We'll make sure we get that link to you. It's a workshop coming up on September the 12th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. on Pacific time until 12. It starts for 3 hours. And it'd be 12 noon Eastern time. In fact, let me just share my screen again right quickly before we close. I'll show you where you can find that Nail Your Niche. Here it is. Oops, that's not it. Well, you know what? I cut it off, but you know what? We'll do it like this here. There we go. Boom, chicky boom. This is it right here. 6minutewebinar.com/nail your niche. And you see the little hyphens in between nail and your niche, and then hyphen affiliate one. So that's 6minutewebinar.com/nail hyphen your hyphen niche hyphen affiliate one. And this video right here will share with you. And then, like I say, it's a very short video, six-minute webinar is what we're about. So it's not going to take you 30 minutes, but the clarity is power. Stop marketing and start selling. That's the key. That's what the 6-minute webinar does. So beautiful. It gives clarity on what problems you solve, what your product is, and it's a strong call to action. It gets the job done. And all you got to do, you can see here the date here, the boot camp is on September the 12th. We start at 9 a.m. Pacific time to 12 noon Eastern time. And they got that 12 p.m. Eastern. That was a misprint there, but just 9 a.m. All you got to do is just click on here to sign up. The workshop is for free, and you'll be good to go. Again, thank you so very much. I'm Jim Grant. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Most importantly, please let the speakers know at speakerspathway.com the messages of inspiration, hope, and support. The ones that you listen to that means a lot to you, please let them know. Give them a thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.